Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Where Can We Build Random Things That Don't Need to Be Where They're At. But they're there anyway, because we can. Anyway, I digress, and it probably won't be the last time that I digress between these episodes, so I hope that you enjoy the chaos. Anyway, we are in the middle of a 19-day bad tide is currently running all of our things. Power's doing power delicious things over here. This has definitely saved our bacon, so we don't have any poo water actually causing any problems for us. We're producing a metric poop ton. You see what I did there? Of power, so that's quite helpful. That means that our demands are very, very easily being met, even during a drought and or a temperate cycle. This is still running at about 30,000, so we're still exceeding all of our power requirements. This all went in. You guys probably saw at the end of the episode that I had to come in and make some minor modifications to the power distribution system. I had this going into here that didn't quite exactly fit, so I had to, bring this over so I could bring that up to there and make things all do fun things. This is probably not the most efficient way of actually doing this. However, I needed a way to transfer power, so this works. It's not beautiful, but that's I'm not too concerned about that. I thought I could have sworn I changed all these over to bots already, so that's what I get for thinking. I think I actually turned one of these guys back on over here, so we can go ahead and pause one of those, and that should meet the intent there, and I think that'll just pull from one of our bot hauling posts, so that shouldn't be an issue, or that's actually put us at the exact right number. Additionally, something I didn't record is I put in a couple of these control towers to help facilitate the movement of the beavers to make them a bit more efficient. This all is nice and working very well, though. We've got charging stations for all of our beavers that will be working this area, so that is quite nice. Sooner rather than later, I'd like to slowly replace these guys with iron bots as they become available, and I think we can actually start slowly replacing a few of these positions with iron bots so that they can run 24/7 as opposed to only 16 hours a day, which we still have our bio beavers working at that rate right now. But that is good. That is going in there. Something that I was thinking about is we could expand this like I had initially thought for our bot production. The problem that I'm running into is I don't have an efficient way to store all of the goods that we're going to need up here. I forgot that I need an output for all of our wood workshops over here, so sparkly plank production is happening. However, I don't have a place for it to be stored right now, so we're probably going to have to expand this just a tad bit so we can put in a couple storage facilities for the sparkly planks on this end. Maybe that's something that might actually happen. But gears are in the positive now, so that is very good to see. Everything is working as advertised. These guys are working pretty high on the productivity scale too, so that is really awesome to see. I forgot that guy. Just make sure I'm not missing anybody else in here. All right, that should all be good. Those guys are all already bots, so that is great. Building lacks materials. You, of course, are lacking in the algae. I did not realize that you guys needed canola oil. Do I have canola oil in here? I do have it available. We won't prioritize it, but we'll have it brought in. And that side, do the same. So that should help with all of that. They're, of course, doing nothing right now because algae takes 200 and kajillion years to produce. 288 hours. That's a lot. So these guys will be sat on their bums for a hot minute. But that's all right. I'm willing to accept that. Water is in here, readily available for all of the beavers or all the iron bots to do all of the hydroponics for us. And then once all that's produced, they'll have plenty of warehouses to place all of the algae for that to move out. And we've already got storage back in here for all of the algae. I don't think I have a major storage area yet for the yeah. Do I have? I don't think I do. Oh, don't think I do have a storage spot for the algae though, so that may be something that we're gonna have to tack in up here. That shouldn't be too much of an ask. I've done something like this in the past before, so we'll just go ahead and do that here. So you will be algae, you will also be algae, and we'll grab this, grab that, wrap this around like such as, and then bada bing, bada boom, we've got storage for days. All right, we'll let them build that. That shouldn't be that big of an issue for them to tackle because they're not really building anything else right now since I do have all of this paused. So now we can start looking at this over here. Now, I wanted to put 2 buoy stations, or a 2 buoy station, probably right here. That means probably blasting or tearing this out, tearing that out, going down one more, and then working with our tunnels. And that also means I want to move this back a couple because I want to avoid hitting all of that, right? So what we want to do is probably somehow avoid this, which means going below that, but also not hitting that, which probably isn't going to happen, honestly. But we could come through here. So maybe what we do is we do this. Instead of having... Okay, so this will be our first opportunity to test this out, right? So we can go in like this. Then we should be able to do something along these lines, right? That should not be a problem for them to do, theoretically. And then that puts us about... Okay, so that puts that line right there. I want to be able to... Okay. Puts us here-ish. Then we could blast down, and then we should be able to... Yeah, and then we want to connect to this line over here. So let's grab this. We are on the same... So we'll do that, that, and that. And that connects those 2 sides. And then once that all gets tossed in, we should be able to blast that out. Yes. And then we'll have a single entry point here in the center. And that should be good. Then we'll not have to deal with any major issues. All right. So let's go ahead and let them work on that. I am very interested to see how this all works. So let's see how this goes. What it looks like when these are in. Come on. Come on. Building unconnected. Okay, that's fine. Oh, you guys are going to be building that for the next 6 to 9 hours. All right, that's fine. Pause the game so my computer doesn't freak out every time I do something just like that. Sweet. I thought I paused the game. There we go. Now we're officially paused again. Can you not reach all that? You should be able to reach all that. Let's change you out for a bot. Get somebody in there. And then let's see. How far down do we want this to go? Do we want this to match this line? Or do we make it match? I know not. We could fill all of this in. Maybe that's an idea. Blast all this down, fill it in here to this level or to this level. Maybe that's the idea. I think I like that. So let's go ahead and pause the game real quick. And let's fill this in like that. Oh yeah, that's another thing that they did. we've got overhanging dirt now that we could play with. I don't want to necessarily do that. So I think you can go out 3 without having any issues. But I don't want to do that necessarily in this situation. But that's a pretty cool new feature that they just recently added. I don't... Well, why not? Why not? So it goes out 3 max, right? So let's do it. 3 overhanging dirt? Why not? I'll take it. So that goes to there. Is that... How far out is that? Is... Oh, hold up. I think... Is it... Alright, so it does only allow you to go out as far as you're allowed to. So that's a good thing. That's so cool. That'll save us so much material. Awesome. That'll give us so much real estate to play with. I love it. Alright. Then we could do all of that. And then we'll come up top over here. We'll do this. Connect here. Connect back here. Connect there. Do something like that. And then they should be able to build everything. Actually, I should probably do path back here. So they can build forward. This goes like that. They should be able to facilitate that build pretty easily. This comes forward. And now we come back up here and we blast this stuff down. I think this is probably where we could put our pools, if you will. Not our actual swimming pools, but our irrigation ponds. I think I like that. So let's go ahead and plan to that. Put all those in. Put that in there. All that. And then doubles here. Triples here. And we're going to do this for a few minutes. So enjoy the quick laying of dynamite montage. All right, so that will give them plenty to work on. Oh, they even changed that too. All right, that's new. I don't dislike it. It's actually pretty cool. All right, very neat. And hopefully they don't strand themselves just like they just did. Oh my goodness. That's what I get for thinking that these guys could be not goobers. Alright. Let's pull this down here. That's... Yep. Yep. Uh-huh. Well, I can't really rescue that guy. You... Right. Well, you can't place that there, probably because there's dirt on top of that. Alright, so... Good job, guys. Y'all are ridiculous. Making my life unnecessarily ridiculous. Okay, well, let's just tear all this out up top for now. Do the same thing there. We're going to have to be very meticulous with all of this, apparently. Otherwise, they're all going to get stranded, and it's just going to be a mess, and we don't want a mess. And I've got to somehow rescue that dude, too. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Alright, lesson learned. Oops, didn't mean to tear out that stair. That's on me. Okay, let's put those stairs back in, and then also put that path back in. Alright, rescue your brethren because they're goobers. They're absolute goobers. Come on. Probably need to plus this up here too, so that we can save their boots. Pause this one so they don't block him in. I'm realizing that that's not going to help at all. Yes, delete that. Pause the game again. Put this in right here. Put this in right here. Now, we'll be able to rescue that guy. That guy's rescued. That guy is not rescued. I have 8? Oh my goodness. So many of them got stuck there. Okay, hold up. That needs to be higher than that, apparently. Let's grab that. Okay, can't place that yet because this is in the way. All right, I got a little excited here, guys. I apologize wholeheartedly. We got something to play with now. Just got to be very careful about placing dirt, apparently. All right, that's those guys rescued. Go ahead, prioritize this so these guys can get rescued, and then we'll figure out how to do this without causing any problems in the future. So, slowly lay the dirt in, and this whole new system is going to... I guess I shouldn't say new system. This new way of laying dirt, I guess? I don't know. Is that the right term? I should have been smarter than I was in laying it. I understand that when they have access to do ridiculous things, they're going to do ridiculous things. They'll all rush in to do the same thing at the same time, which is entirely something that I should have been cognizant of. It's fine, though. Okay, apparently that guy is stuck there, so that's cool. Can we place that there and that give him a way out? Let's give that a priority. I don't know how many are stuck right there. I'm assuming that's 5 right there. Yeah, we want to rescue our 5 timber bots or iron bots because we can't have these guys being stuck here forever. All right. Actually, we probably don't even need to place that there. We could place this right there. Then give this a priority. Well, that pushed them out of the way, so that's cool. Cool story, bro. Come on, come build this for me, please. I would appreciate it. Logs, it's planks. We're doing okay on planks. Not as well as I'd like to be, but we're doing okay. Okay, that's those guys rescued, so good job. Please don't do that to yourselves again. I would appreciate that. Now we can tear this stuff out again. Pause the game. Go ahead and do all of this. I'll let you get off of that before I delete that, because we don't need that causing an issue for anybody. Bada bing, bada boom. They are laying dynamite, so that is glorious. You are still eating lumber, so that is good to see. I do need to give you guys a way down here, though, so we'll probably rip that out, as well as that. Grab this path, grab that. Stairs there. Is this marked for cutting? Should be. You do have access to that. Give this a priority so we can get that out of the way. And I believe we can also start tacking in all of the rest of our explosives up here. Put in our double back there. Great. Googly moogly. Is that how that works? Beaver is injured. Where were you working, Smoo, to get injured? Where? Building lacks materials, bought chassis, and if I'm not mistaken, bought chassis. Let's see. I believe I turned one of these into bot limbs because I had a problem with bot limb production. Okay, so that should rectify that issue. How on earth are you over there and stranded? Okay, now can you reach that? Nothing to... It's clearly within your range there, bud. Okay, now you've done it. Cool, we've hit 40. That's pretty good. Pretty Gucci. I'd love to see it. All right, that's that last one right there. That is glorious. We could come over here and blast this down too. I don't feel that that is entirely necessary. They are laying all of the dynamite though, because that's the line of or the progression that I laid everything in. So we'll let them continue to place all of the dynamite, and then we'll let them put in the rest of the dirt. Don't know. Well, I guess because that you kind of want this to get knocked out really quickly. And the same with this, so we can get this stuff placed earlier or sooner rather than later, which means that I can do all of those things. I should have given you guys a way up there a little bit easier. And I do need to give you guys access to all of that. Means doing something along those lines. Probably tearing this out right here as well, and then placing stairs in right there. Grabbing a path, grabbing that, connecting all of that up. I should be able to hit all of those, give this a priority bump, and then that will clear all of that. Once those are placed, we can tear the stairs out and then put in more of our dynamite. That is going in nicely, so that is brilliant and beautiful to see. I love to see it. They should be able to reach all of that without any issue. These are doubles, so let's go ahead and tack in our double right here. Hit that button. Probably give this a priority and this a priority so that we can place or replace our stairs here. Can go ahead and replace those stairs right there though without any major issue. I need to put a line of singles right here. Bring all that down to the appropriate level. They're already almost up to this point, which means they can place all of those dynamite for us without any issue. Probably should just go ahead and put doubles here instead of singles. Bring that down to that same level that that stuff's on. Or maybe even triples. Because then I can just, yeah, I think triples will be the answer. So triples, I don't know if that's the absolute answer, but it is an answer. So we'll let them go ahead and work on that. How we're doing gear-wise. Almost to 1,000 again. So that is good to see. So I'm kind of doing all of these side projects right now. Give our beavers something to do with their hands while all of the materials that we need to get all of this back up and running actually gets taken care of. And then on top of that... Oh! So I don't have to control the detonation, right? But that also means that I have to come in here and do this. So they just come in and dig it out. Interesting. Very interesting. This might work a little bit better if... Well, here, actually, so let's do something like this. So we can get in like this. Where is that button? This button. Just blast in through there, and then that lets them work their magic on that side. Yeah. Okay. Then can I preemptively path through here? No, I cannot. Interesting. But they do come in, they place all of that stuff. Let's see. How does it look? So they're going to come in, place one explosive. How am I out of explosives? Hold the phone. Because they're paused, huh? Yes. Alright. That means that you are now bio. And you are already bio beavers. You are also now bio beavers. And we could... There we go. That works. Sweet. That's those guys up and running again. Awesome. How are we doing on algae? How's this coming along? We have our first bit of algae produced. So that is good to see. We've got 146 pieces of algae floating around. So that's cool. And we've got 675 algae rations already in circulation. So that is awesome. That's probably why we bumped up to 40 there. So that's pretty cool. Okay. I need... How are we doing on bad water? We're doing fine on bad water. These guys are actively pumping it at all times. Okay. Yeah. Just don't have... We probably have all of our haulers occupied and doing other things, so that means that they're not actually able to do all of the things. Productivity's awful. Why is our plank production awful? Probably because we're eating through our planks like no one's business. Crafting all of our stuff. Maybe that's why. It'll equalize out in the end because it takes an hour or 3 hours to produce one gear. And we produce 3 planks in the time that it's needed to do that. So that's 7. So 21 planks in the time it produces, or it takes to 8. So 21 planks produced overall. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plus another 5 over here. So 17. So we have a surplus of 6 planks per hour, technically. Maybe we do need to plus up our plank production. Because we do consume planks on this side too, right? So these consume planks as well. But they're consuming them 5 every 18 hours. So I think that we should have a net positive. Or at least a slight red. Maybe slightly in the red. Maybe we don't need all of these as gear workshops. Or maybe we tear one of these out that we originally tore out to be a... Yeah, maybe that's an answer. Alright, if we tear this out, it shouldn't cause as much problem. But Yeah, I think we'll be okay to tear these out again. I know that that's everything becoming an issue over there, but we've got a lot of stuff going. Let's go ahead and get them to put those in. That went in like super fast. Holy moly. Okay. That is insane how quickly that went in. Like, oh, you want me to put in another lumber mill? Done. Done. Don't even have to think about it. It's just in. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright. That should put us hopefully in the positive. And these guys should be working a little bit faster because they have... well, that guy's not next to a control tower and he's halfway across the world unnecessarily. Probably because, well, there's logs over here. Why are you on the other side of the world, my guy? Are you charging? Is that what you were doing? You shouldn't have needed to do that because there's charging stations over here. Probably not enough for the amount of beavers we have over here, though. 41's nice. Gotta love to see that. Let's see. Trying to think how to build additional charging stations into this mess. Our baby little housing district down here. It's still running, you know. Beavers are happy. They're doing happy things in here, you know, chillaxing. They've got their food, they got their coffee, they got their water. Yeah, okay. Cool. Let's see. How is this coming along over here? Actually, I wanted to check on this. So let's look at this real quick. So we gave them a path in, right? Yes. So they were able to actually run through. And now we can do this. And they can... And that is so cool. I'm sad that I didn't actually get to see it happen. But let's watch this time, shall we? Oh, that's so cool. They just go boom. That's so neat. Let's watch it again. Just come in, come in, come in. Boom. Oh, that is nice. That is pretty Gucci. And then once all of that's done, I'll need to block their access to this. Otherwise, they're going to do something. Actually, can I fill this in? How does one fill this in? That's a good question. That's a really good question, and I am kind of concerned now. Honestly, it doesn't do anything to us. It just means that we're gonna have a hole there. I'm building this one at a time because I know that these guys are gonna do something ridiculous, like run in, build something that they shouldn't have, and then cause a problem for everybody involved. Additionally, I do want to come up here. I really wish that there was a way for me to very easily define where that is. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and grab this. I think right here. Let's pause it. I don't want them to build that. So that goes right there. Good. All right. Is that where we want this? I feel like that's a good spot. Good a spot as any. All right. I'll call it good there. Now the question is, since this is a triple dynamite, if somebody were to be underneath this explosive when it went off, would they actually, you know, do the thing where, oh, well, they're done in here. Never mind. Don't need to be concerned with that. All right, let's go ahead and rip out this path. Hold up. I can tear this out. I can. Does that mean that there's a hole there right there? There is a hole there. Okay. And that means that I could put this in right here. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so neat. go back up. Can you actually, I wonder, can I put irrigation? Can I put two-way station or two ways on top of the irrigation barriers? The answer is no. No, you cannot. All right. Let's go ahead. We're going to blast this down. There should not be anybody in there. Uh-oh. Whoa. Hey. And this is why we can't have nice things. It's all flooded. It's all flooded with poo water. How bad are we looking here? Okay. Well, poo. Oh no. Come on, guys. I shouldn't have done this like this. Okay, come on. Build it. Okay, well, how bad is it? How bad is it? It's just at the bottom. Yes. There's so much poo in there. Oh no. How do I get it out? Oh my goodness. Well, we need to block access to that. So I think that there's only one way down. And that's this. So if I delete that, then nobody should be able to get down there. That's a lot of food stored down there. It's a lot of water stored down there. But we don't need that for now. We just can't believe. Yeah, I know. It's not connected to any districts. Okay, that's fine. Go and, I can't pause those. So that's just going to be a notification we're going to have to deal with for a minute while that all dries out. Poop. I don't, well, yeah, that's fine. We'll just do it one forward. Yeah, so we'll fill this back in. And we'll blast down from here. And then once that flooded notification goes away, then we can get in there. That's going to take a couple days, though. Probably going to take the entirety of this bad tide cycle, and oh, it's so annoying, so obnoxious. Okay, hopefully this is in a better spot. It is. Okay. Now we can blast that. And then I've got to... Oh, I can't... Well, do we go down one more? Yeah, we're going to have to go down one more. Okay, that's fine. So that's up one here, one more down. And that puts us in line with that right there. Ah, it's so... I'm so distraught by the fact that I flooded. Well, I guess if you're hidden in a stinky place, it only makes sense that, well, it would kind of smell like sewage. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, well, that's in. Now we can place this in right here. Bring this up to the top. That's fine. Then we go back down to that pathway down here, and then we connect all of this up like such as... Boom, that's all connected. So crazy to me. How bad is it down here still? Oh, nope. Come on, game. Is it dried out? Are we good? No, we're still flooded. It's not... How? Ah, sorry for the camera work, guys, there. Okay, so we've got about a quarter of a tile left. That's fine. Not as bad as it could be. Quarter of a tile goes away in... maybe 5 days. Yeah. Okay, so that's in. Now we can toss in our tube-way station right there. And that connects all of that. Now, if I plan this appropriately, that's connected there. But is that is not connected there. So we're going to have to go... I need this to go over and connect into that. Is that right? So that should be relatively simple. Put that right there and that right there. Theoretically, that should be pretty easy. Ah, why are the beavers flying out of the tubes? The beavers are flying through the tubes! That's so crazy. Okay, well that went nice. Now we can connect all of this in like that. That should connect all of that in without any issue. That's so funny. Oh, that's great. I approve. All right. I just need those two to be connected. They are. So we can go ahead and tear this out now. Tear that out now. Tear that out. Tear that out. And everything should still be connected underneath. And we can just put our dirt in on top. How are we doing on our gears? 1.7K. That's almost the max storage capacity. Explosives are doing all right. And I think we can go ahead and unpause. Well, hold up. Let's check on this real quick. Is this coming along brilliantly? Do I want to do this over here? I think the answer is maybe. All right, let's go ahead. We'll run this. Get all this gone. Forgot to tear this stuff out so that we can go ahead and put our explosives on top. Right there. That shouldn't be that convoluted or complicated of a problem for them. Go ahead and blow that. I need to put one more double back here. And that should be everything. We're going to have to tear this staircase out. Once that goes in, we'll go ahead and give that a priority. They can't reach that, so we're going to have to probably give them some stairs up. Take care of that real quick. And then what we can do is start placing some more of our dirt over here. Oh, well, let me place it over that. Okay, that's fine. And hopefully they don't get stuck again. Theoretically, they should be fine. A smart person would probably do something along the lines of put in some sort of dirt storage up here for them. Since we are going to be putting in a lot of dirt in the near future, so we might as well go ahead and put that in. Give this a priority bump. Tell them to supply us dirt. Go ahead and blast that out. That out. Yes. There we go. Bad tide's officially over. I think we still have flooded buildings. I kind of want to come over here still and tear even more of this out. Alright, give me the path. Give me doubles here. Then... yeah, why not? Give us a little bit more real estate to work with, and free real estate is always a good thing. At least that's what they tell me I'm supposed to think. Question mark? I think that's how that works. Free real estate. Never mind. I digress. Alright, so that goes in right there. That goes there. That goes... singles all across back here, and then doubles here, and then singles back here. This is all excessive and probably a tad bit unnecessary, but that is everything that we do in Timberborn. Is excessive and unnecessary. But we're here for it because it's fun, it's beavers, and we get to do fun things like build giant ridiculous things with beavers. Alright, so there you go. Have at thee. So boom. That's out of the way. That's boom. I want you prioritized to supply. Supply. Give me that explosive, please. Give me those explosives there, please. And then... dirt's already moving in. Brilliant. Go ahead. Probably fill in... that bit right there, just so it's all cleaned up. Fill this in right here. Can we place that? No, we cannot. Actually, here's how we avoid this mess. Do something like that. So they have to build that one and that one before they can touch that one. But if we drop that priority-wise and drop this one priority-wise, then they shouldn't get stuck, and they'll have to build on and over here and then up there and yada yada blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Does that mean that it's actually going to work as advertised? No. I'm probably going to have to rescue a beaver or 2 or 5 at some point, but that's okay, and I'm willing to accept that. Sweet. How is this coming along over here? Nicely. Everything's nice and green and gooey. How did this hold up? So that held up for 19 days. It still had plenty of water in there, so that's cool. Didn't burn through all of it, so that is good to see. This is all going in. Not at all. Let's drop all this priority-wise and then unpause it. Because I would like the other side to get going sooner rather than later. Which means that we can run all of, or start getting our, what's it called? Canola oil running again sooner rather than later, which is a priority. So we're going to let them continue to work on that stuff. We're going to also continue to do ridiculous things like lay a bunch of dirt out here to fill all of this in to this height. And then, yeah. I love it. It makes me happy. It's ridiculous, and I'm here for ridiculous that we can do these overhangs like this now. I just got to remember that they're overhangs, so I don't inadvertently do something ridiculous. Like, think that I can blast through them to put some sort of irrigation pond in there or something like that. So I'm going to try to avoid doing something like that. Now, the question is, did I miss any of these spots? Obviously, words, English, language, complicated. Let's get that in. Still flooded. Bots are out of energy. That's fine. They're running dirt through here. You know what we could do? Something like this. And something like this. Since I'm running out of places to charge my 222 iron bots. So that will give them something to do. Okay, that's gonna add an odd layer to all of this. But it'll be a fun layer that I'm willing to accept. Pause this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And pause this, and that one, and that one. Just so they don't do something ridiculous and get stuck again, which we're always trying to do. Alright, shorter than advertised temperate cycle, that's totally fine. I'm willing to accept that. 3 days is kind of poopy. But we should be okay. We're still doing alright total power-wise. 35,000 out of 16,000 required. So that is Gucci. Still will need to connect this entire system over here up. I think we've just exceeded our... yeah. By a whole 50... yeah, Hewlett Packards or whatever you guys call it these days. I don't know. But... oh, no, don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Oh my goodness. Guys! You're gonna get stuck doing stuff like that. Like that. Told you. I told you you're gonna get stuck. Did you listen to me? No, you did not. So that's entirely on you. All right? Just what I was trying to avoid. Y'all be ridiculous. Okay, it's fine. They shouldn't be able to reach that one. They can somehow still reach that one. Ugh. Pause that before somebody gets this guy even more stuck. There we go. Should be rescued now. Get that out of there. We can now continue to place all this dirt. And with that in, we should be able to unpause these guys. let's be semi-smart about this, hopefully, maybe? I don't know. No, there's nothing I can do. They're just gonna do ridiculous things. Okay, that explosive's already in, so we can come over here, tear this out. Let's see how this is all coming along. It is going in, so that is cool. Power is transferring through all of the additional systems. As soon as these last two are built, then that will connect all of that up. Now, I do need to figure out how to transfer power between these guys, though. Because they kind of don't have power running to them. And I can't really... Well, this one's on a power node, right? So... do these need to be placed on the ground? That's the question. I don't believe they do. They do not. So, theoretically, I should be able to... go ahead and tear these out. I know that's a waste of material there. None of that has been placed yet. So that's fine. Now, that was this position. Well, and we could probably rip this out too. Rip this path out as well. Put this path in proper. Like that. Their only way in now is through this tubeway station, which is acceptable. Why is that not lined up? Why is that not centered? Okay, well now it is going to be centered. Like such as... then you can go away as well. And then I believe I can tear you out there. Put dirt path or dirt back on top of that. We can clean this up right there. Tear out some of this right here. And then it's nice and symmetrical. Now, let us see. Just want to make sure I'm not going to cause any more problems. Right. Right. If I go... That's the problem. I can't build through the dirt, right? I can't build through dirt. Which makes sense. You can't build through dirt, but then again, they can build from 40 stories up and touch stuff on the ground. But I can't run the power through unless I do it one at a time. I don't know how I want to tackle this. That power system. Let's see. Is this over here is going to be a power problem? Maybe we have power through here on this end. Maybe this is where we put all of the wind tunnels, is in here. Well, that's going to be a problem because I can't put wind tunnels there. That's fine. I still need to figure out how to run power underneath the path here. Which means I can't necessarily do that. No. No, I can't have that either. Power's connected to that one. I need power to run under this. But the moment I touch that, it's going to spew everywhere because that's where all of that is. Just need it too deep, right? Right there. Right here. Right. It shouldn't. Because, yeah, that's going to potentially cause a problem. But that's fine. And I just need this connected. We'll try to connect it as far away from the rest of the system as possible. So like right here, maybe? Yeah. So let's do that. We'll have them come clean up all the mess that I've created for them. And we'll get all of that connected there. And then clean this up as well. And then that should be Gucci. Sweet. Then what we can also do is probably put in some more exercise plazas. Is that going to encroach on that real estate? Probably not. It shouldn't. How are we doing with our flooded area? We are fine now with our flooded area. No more poo water down here for us, so we can connect all that up again. Cool. No sick beavers. Nothing, no issues, guys. Everything's fine. This does need to be finished so I can not have these all as building lacks power for the next 50 years. Let's go ahead and blow that up real quick. Blow this. Let's tear this path out so they stop going across it. I know you're going to have to go around, but I need you guys to not get exploded, please. That would be appreciated. So that means that's all in. I do need to finish this up relatively quickly. I shouldn't have an issue with it, technically, because we are in a... or there's no positive pressure on the system right now. It's only during the bad tide that we have a positive pressure system in there. So either way, I do want to do this, because that will cause a problem. So that needs to get prioritized, because that will leak out. Even, well, yeah, I'm not even going to be able to put dirt on that. Well, no. Here, let's do this. Use our brains here for a second. So that goes like that, that goes like that, that goes there. Then we put this on there. Then we can toss... well, I don't think that really helps. There's no need to do that. We'll just put the impermeable floor on there. And then we can build all of our other systems on top there. There's absolutely zero need to try to run that like that. So to get that connected, run this up, run that there, run this all the way around here, like so. That should connect all of our systems there. So go ahead, guys, run that for us. I do want to give this a priority bump, because that is a requirement. That is all connected. Sweet. We have juice. Everything is connected again. We have 4 buildings lacking materials. It's all canola oil. That's because this is being worked on. And now nobody should get stuck anymore. Theoretically. How are we doing up here? We're doing great. We can start putting in more explosives. Back in here. Like there. Give this a priority. We can also tear this out. Put in our double explosive there. We can reach from on top there, so we don't need to worry about doubling back on here. So that can go like there. Don't have stairs going up to the top there anymore, so once those 2 go in, we can tear those stairs out. These stairs are a moot point. And once this gets taken down, then we can put in our triples on top. Sweet. So let's go ahead and take that out. Take this out. Take this out. Yes, thank you. Now we lay in all of our triple dynamite back in here. Like that. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Everything should still be good. Path for all my friends. And then we get to tear that out, and then put in a couple more pieces of dynamite, and that should be Gucci. You can also grab this path, run that back there. Be able to build that for us as well. Dirt is doing okay up here. Not the greatest, but it's okay. All of that's in. All of our power lines are in. So that means that we can come in here and grab our well-being tab. Hit this button right here for that. Double check that. That's still spinning. Good. I didn't foobar all of that, so that is good. Now, we could go all the way across. No, we can't go all the way across. Okay. Well, that stinks. So, let's see. We're going to have to go from the center out. Like that. Like that. Like that. Boosh. Boosh. And all of that's in right there. Like so. That's there. That's there. Then dirt. Right here and here. And one more piece right here. Then I just need to confirm that they did put that impermeable flooring on there. Just need to confirm it. Okay, guys. Go one down. Nope. Okay, that looks like impermeable flooring in there. I kind of want to tear this out just to confirm because I've been severely wrecked by this very situation in the past. It looks like it's in. Okay, it looks like it's in. There's no notification that says that the building is too far away. So I can't even... I don't know. We should be okay. Should be fine. Maybe we pull this out. I don't know. I know not. Connect all this up. Yeah, that's noxious. It's annoying to me. There's nothing I can do about it because this is sitting on top. That's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Okay. Everything's fine. We do have 4 bots sat on their bums, though. Where... Oh, where? Do we put some bots? Some lazy bots. There we go. Hey, look. We have no negative notifications anymore. That is brilliant. I love to see that. How are we doing up here? Explosives are still going in. Can you guys reach all this? I believe you can, so that is good to see. This is all going in brilliantly. Can I pull this out any further? I can. Yes. Let's go ahead and pull that out. Let them work that magic. And then I need to give them a way up. You know what? You know it'd be fun? Doing something like this. Like that. And then is that possible? Can I do that? Yes, I should be able to do that. To do something like this. And something like this. And then something like that. And something like this. And that's our irrigation pond right there. It's excessive. It's ridiculous. But I'm here for it. Now, I do need to run a tubeway over here so that we can get them working a little bit faster. And I need to get water run up here and everything like that. But that's... yeah, there we go. I like it. Excessive, it's ridiculous, and I like it. Yeah, we got a little, you know, an overhang. And they gotta crawl through here to get up and... yeah, that's brilliant. I love it. I love it a lot. How are we doing up here? All these are in. That path did not get put in. Now that's in. All of these are spinning. We've got wind tunnels galore. Look at the beavers go. Look at them go. They're just chilling. They're all having a blast. All right. I've got a wonderful wind tunnel to hang out on. All right. Sweet. That's in. Now, the next step is to... well, I'm so annoyed that this would have been better back where it was. It would have been so much better back where it was. I did all of that for nothing. Okay. It's all fine. We've got the tunnel already pre-built, and I think the tubeway is still like right there, and that shouldn't cause a problem with us to bring that back in. Yeah, that's totally fine. We can do that. Maybe we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I don't know, have different ways in or something along those lines. I want to get this finalized up here. I'm looking at the time like, geez, I've been having so much fun and the time's just flying by. All right, let's go ahead. We'll get this in. We'll get this knocked out and get some more of our dirt placed. We can go ahead and start putting in irrigation right here. Got to... well, we've got a... already got a tubeway station right there. So we could just come over. And maybe we will do that. So don't build that there. I would like to do this here. So this will be... we'll connect all of the things. And I want a single there. Is that right? No, I want to double. Pause the game so they don't do... No, I do want a single. Call that a 6 there. That is a problem, so we're going to call that a 5 there. We're going to do this right here. That's 1 too high. Now we do a 6. And that should let us just drop right down right there. Grab this tubeway. Rip that off across like such as. And then we grab this to come down. It's too high. That's the perfect height, actually. Look at me doing rational things. Semi-rational things. Maybe rational things. I haven't decided yet. Put that right there. And then on this side, we put this in. Like such as. And then we grab this. That. Connect all that. Make that all beautiful. And then we can let them work on all that. And we do need another irrigation pond probably over on this side. We may blast this out, fill all... Well, I am going to fill all the rest of this in. Have a single irrigation pond. Let that run its course. But that's going to require us doing other things. I want to leave this path in for now. Because I like the idea of that path being there. It's probably a tad bit unnecessary, but I like it anyway. All right, cool. Let's let them go ahead and work on that. And let's see. That is beautiful. We have beavers enjoying the nightlife. And we could actually next start tossing in. There's more entertainment for you. We can start putting in some of our campfires, which are going to be on this outer edge here. We'll put in our irrigation ponds, maybe some sort of water system to pump water up into this, and that will keep it properly irrigated instead of wasting a beaver's time constantly refilling them. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but one way or the other, we'll get it figured out. But this episode has gone on long enough at this point, and Whole Cake Island is looking very nice. I'm going to let you guys get on out of here. We'll catch you all in the next episode of I Don't Know What to Do With My Hands. And explosions. And more beavers doing beavery goodness. But I'm out. Have a wonderful time wherever you're in the world. Make sure you guys stay nice and healthy, nice and thirsty, nice and hydrated as well. Keep your beavers nice and hydrated too. We'll catch you all in the next episode of Timberborn Z. I'm out. See ya!